Welcome to Shardcast, the Brandon Sanderson podcast. We're a bunch of mega fans giving you the news, discussion, and of course, a whole lot of opinions about Brandon's works and the Cosmere. I'm Eric, and joining me is Ian.
Hey, I'm Weiry.
Also joining us, very Christmassy, is Evgeni.
Ho, ho, ho.
Thank you. So he has ornaments in his beard, audio listeners. And you're missing out.
You are. You should come to YouTube and see like the first minute of this.
Yes.
My bowl.
Great start.
One of my bowls fell. I have show and tell for you guys today.
Oh God.
It arrived just today.
Okay.
And it is show and tell number 1. This is
sweet.
Shalash.
Yeah.
Sticker. Yep.
Oh.
And then there's also a Shalan sticker.
Nice. Oh, and the pattern. It's cute.
And there's also a Hoid.
Nice.
With our first canonical depiction of Frost in the background.
Ooh.
Oh, is it?
And it is. Yep.
Oh. Huh.
So these are by artist. I don't know if it's Katie or Caddy Payne, but she's a fantastic artist. And she worked with Dragonsteel to create these for the holiday season. And they arrived...
Oh, that's the sticker pack that I didn't buy.
In this thing.
Oh, that's super cute!
Aww.
Which includes Frost in this envelope.
Nice. Very cool. Super cute.
All of this arrived just earlier today, and I'm very happy.
Oh. Cool.
We also have Grace.
Hello.
Hello. I do not have any cool Christmassy show and tell.
That's fine.
Like Evgeni's beard or Ian's constant greenness.
Yeah, it's different. Ian's at a different angle. The universe is different.
Got my shiny new monitor that arrived this morning.
Excellent.
Which was quite nice because I got an email yesterday saying it wasn't going to arrive until Monday.
Excellent.
But they lied.
I'm Chaos, and you know what also arrived early? State of the Sanderson arrived a day early. We had a careful plan that we're going to record Saturday. I'm going to bust my butt, get the episode out. Then Brandon is like, no, it's going to be a day early. I've never done this before, but I'm just going to put it out a day early. And I'm like, well, other people are at work. We can't record on Friday. Why you do this? So anyway, we're recording now, and we're doing that. So there.
Also, happy Kalos Head Munching Day.
Yes.
To everyone who celebrates.
Yep, and which we learned
by munching on some heads.
Which we learned on the live stream that Kolos can munch not just Kolos heads, but any heads, really. That's canon. Yeah, if canon lore. We'll definitely do a Word of Brandon episode on the live stream, and presumably an AMA that Brandon does at some point, maybe. So we'll do a Bob episode sometime January, February. I don't know. But right now we're talking about State of the Sanderson. The State of Sanderson will be in the description, so if you want to read it, you can go read it. And we're going to analyze it today. So, yeah.
Okay, so what happened in 2020 in the world of Sanderson? Brandon stayed at home a lot.
Yep.
And wrote a lot.
Yep. Didn't need a tour.
So, silver linings and stuff like that.
Yep.
Let's talk about part 1. Mainframe announcements.
Mainframe.
Yes. Mainframe is the audiobook company that Brandon founded with...
Yes, he founded it with Max Epstein.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, right. I do remember that we talked about this.
Yeah.
Just Epstein, just whoosh.
Audiobook company. The only thing they have out right now is the original, which we did an episode a couple of months back.
It's good.
It's good. Yeah, it's like a 4-hour audio drama.
Yep.
It was interesting. It wasn't terribly difficult to follow. So no. I know a lot of us were apprehensive of Brandon doing audio originals because we are not audio listeners for the most part.
Yes.
We are book
physical
eyeball
book
readers.
Eyeball readers. Yes, that's
yes.
Yes, that's right. Although Jafu, he likes audiobooks a lot. That's what I've learned that.
Yeah.
As do I and Ben.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Well, neat.
you were a minority.
On the podcast, at least. But audio listeners is a big proportion of people these days.
Yeah. I think Rhythm of War was like 80% audio or 80% non-print.
Yes.
I think. Sure.
And that is
like
split
50% audio.
Yeah. And that's split between audio and ebook.
I am pure ebook.
Yeah. But he has some new stuff coming. There's going to be some new Reckoners stuff. Apparently 3 novellas co-written by Steve Bowles, who wrote a middle grade book called Jed and the Junkyard War. And I don't know what that is, so cool.
I have heard good things about it on Writing Excuses, which
cool.
is not necessarily
very
like
unbiased. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not the most objective place to hear about these things, but I mean, if Brandon says a book has great world building, then
that is true.
Great world building.
Yes, he does say great world building. Yes, if Brandon says great world building, it's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think this is the first we've heard of these Reckoners novellas. Like, I think he obliquely referenced them at some point.
Yeah.
Might have been in a past State of the Sanderson or in a live stream or something, but it's good to get like concrete information about them.
Yeah, because it's a different group of Reckoners in the same universe.
So Brandon has talked about the Reckoners multiverse, the Reckonverse, several times in different contexts, right? He's talked about a Mizzy story or novella. He's talked about obviously the Apocalypse Guard, which is still in the same multiverse but a different universe, right? And in this State of the Sanderson, he talks about how his original pitch for the Reckoners was kind of like multiple Reckoners teams at different times and different places doing different things. And so the story of these novellas is going to be a little bit like sequels to the main story. So these novellas will start around the end of Calamity. So they will run a little bit parallel with the end of the original Reckoners series, and then they will extend beyond that. Except they will cover a different team of the Reckoners.
Right.
So for those of you who have read the books and have completely forgotten about them or haven't read the books, the Reckoners is an organization that fights these essentially evil superheroes, except supervillains, I guess. And they have many different cells in many different places of the world. And so the original trilogy follows one of these cells, one of these groups. And these novellas will just follow a different one. And so we'll probably see the consequences of the ending of the original trilogy and pick up some new stories.
That sounds cool. And he does say that, like other things that come out from Mainframe should eventually have ebook and print. And they're being written specifically for audio. So like the original will take a bit. So my impression is that at least these Reckoners things are going to be audio first. That seems to be my impression of this.
Probably, yeah.
I'm curious what like grade level they'll end up being, because Reckoners was YA and like the person he's working with in middle grade, so it seems like that'll be more of like a YA middle grade series from that.
Yeah.
I think it'll be around the same level as the originals.
Yeah.
Original Reckoners, not the original.
The original. Audio original. The original.
Oh, Brandon.
It's a fine title, but for what that story is. But goodness.
What if we just call it T.O.?
T.O.
I'm not too worried about the fact that Jed in the Junkyard War is middle grade, because we've seen Brandon write at multiple levels. That, especially with Brandon having a strong editorial hand.
Yeah.
it'll probably be fine.
And I mean, Alcatraz is middle grade, and I like Alcatraz.
Yeah.
It doesn't do the same things as Brandon's YA and obviously Cosmere do, but it's not supposed to. It's not meant to. So it's still interesting to read.
I'm not worried per se. I'm just kind of curious, based on this, it's where is Mainframe going in terms of grade level? Is it going to have everything? And like, how many teenagers are the Reckoners recruiting to these different like terrorist cells they have going on?
Right.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going off of that, like I could see like, since Reckoners has been out for a while, it's like the original teen readers are more in the adult range.
That's true. But
so like these could also be more adult.
I imagine it'll probably be more YA, but
I expect so.
Yeah. Then we have some Legion / Stephen Leeds stuff, which they originally wanted to make it a TV show, but it never got off the ground. And so they're doing a television series that's actually audio dramas. And so Max is guiding the process with that. So there's going to be some audio dramas for Legion stuff, I guess.
I think Legion is a better kind of franchise for audio than the Reckoners is.
Agreed. Yeah,
I've listened to a couple of the true crime kind of podcasts, and I find that they work because so one of the really nice things about Legion when it comes to audio adaptations is that Legion has a relatively small cast.
Yeah.
And so you can hire a few actors, voice actors that is, and you can make a really high quality like audio adaptation, audio original audio drama, whatever. And sprinkle in some special effects for the aspects and things like that.
It's definitely like if Brandon really wanted to write 20 Legion novellas, that would be very easy for him to do. Like, let's be honest. The third one was just like, now we're gonna give an ending where you cannot do more things after this. But like, you can have tons of Stephen Leeds cases. That's super easy to do.
Yep.
Yeah. So Legion was actually the first audiobook I ever listened to that I can recall. Because when Legion and then Legion Skin Deep were released, they gave it away for free on Audible for limited time.
Oh yeah, I remember
that's how I got those two stories. So I didn't read a Legion story until Lives of the Beholder.
Right.
So it's like, this feels very natural to me. Like, my mental image of Legion is already audio. So I'm interested if it will be just narration or if they will try to do like a full cast.
Yeah, we don't know how many of these there going to be, but they're working on a pilot episode sometime. Cool.
And there is also precedence for this sort of thing in the industry already. There's a company called Serial Box that I started with like serialized like print stories, but since then they've branched into serialized audio.
Sure.
Like,
okay.
You get like a short story chapter like a week.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that could be cool. Now, what I'm most excited about in these Mainframe announcements is that I just love the way Brandon says it. The final project I want to announce is an expansion to the Skyward series. Because of course you would, Brandon. But Brandon,
the second expansion to the Skyward to the original Skyward trilogy, by the way.
Yes, that's true. But Brandon recognizes that the second book focused only on Spensa without much of the rest of Skyward Flight. Yes, I know. And Jess is very aware too of this. And as the third novel continues Spensa's story, he's worried about that it'll feel isolated from the rest of the team and stuff. So Jancy Patterson and Brandon designed a sequence of 3 tie-in novellas that each from a different viewpoint from the team back at Detritus, running parallel to Skyward 3 and having some overlaps. And this one, the previous two were audio only, but these will be simultaneously released in ebook and audio, and thank God for that. Oh my God. It's because the series is ongoing, and audio exclusives probably a bad idea. Yes, that is true. That would be a bad idea. So I'm excited for these. That sounds great.
Yeah, I'm definitely the most excited for these. I think at this point with where the Skyward series is, there's a good chance I'll read these when they come out and then just like put off reading the Skyward 3 until like the fourth book actually comes out.
Jess is maybe not that extreme, but Jess is like, I have my expectations set for Skyward 3 that Jess really likes the other detritus characters and we're not going to see them. And so she's just kind of disappointed with that. So at least we'll get this.
Brennan has compared these Skyward stories as similar to the Stormlight novellas, contrasting with the Reckoners, which are the continuation of a series, the original, which was a new story, and the Legion as Hollywood-style adaptations, using screenwriters rather than novelists. So
yeah, and it's pretty clear in this that Brandon is involved, obviously, but he's like doing more collabs, so more stuff can, exist.
Yeah. Which is also something he touches on later in The State of the Sanderson, in the context of he has more idea than he has time to actualize those ideas. And so some ideas will either never happen or they need to happen with the assistance of other people.
Yeah.
And some of these ideas are Cosmere ideas, and he realizes and recognizes that the Cosmere is very precious, not only to him, but also to a lot of fans.
Yes.
And he doesn't want to just bring in people and be like, hey, do Cosmere stuff now. I came up with this idea about magic kites. See what you can do with that.
Yeah.
And so he wants to essentially learn how to do collaborations in kind of safer environments.
Yeah.
So non-Cosmere environments. Yeah. And then once he is satisfied with both himself and the process of collaboration, then he can start bringing in people and do not exclusively Brandon Cosmere stories.
And he does say the goal is to do more Cosmere, something like this in Cosmere, which I'm cool with, but I will be upset if there are audio exclusive Cosmere stuff for. I will complain on this show about it.
Yep.
Loudly. Maybe I'll make a solo video complaining.
Yeah.
So it's my philosophy on this is that the only reason something would be an original audio exclusive thing for a period of time is because an audiobook company is paying for it to exist.
Yeah.
So if it's the option between not getting a story or getting it temporarily audio only, I am 100% okay with that.
Yeah.
Brendan is also the man of, let's give all the people all the stories for free. I can't imagine him being this is audio only if he has any say in it.
Yeah, especially as
overall.
Brandon becomes more of a force in an audiobook company, I think audio exclusives are going to become less and less likely. But I think they are a reality of the business.
I just don't want to listen to something that's especially long. Original was good. It was a good length for me.
Yeah.
But
I don't think they would get too much longer than that, because from all the audio originals I've experienced, which isn't very many, granted, have all been in the 5-ish hours range, not 20 hours or 60 hours of a Stormlight.
I would still just rather just read it because I can read it faster and it'll just make everything easier, in my opinion.
5 hours is almost a lot for me. I can't barely even listen to the 2 hours Shardcast we put out anymore.
Seriously though. Jess is like, oh, I'm so behind on Shardcast. I'm like, just start with Rhythm of War stuff. It's fine.
What, you actually watch Shardcast? Because I don't.
I sometimes watch the ones I'm not on.
Yeah.
Oh.
David doesn't watch the ones he's on. I never watch them, but that's because I edit them. So
Yeah. Let's move on with part 2.
Brandon's
of the State of
here.
the Sanderson. Brandon's here. We're not going to dig too much into this because it's just a breakdown of what he did. Essentially, first half of the year was Rhythm of War.
Yep.
Stuff, right?
All the revisions and stuff. Makes sense.
A little bit of Songs of the Dead revisions.
Yep.
So, Songs of the Dead is the story formerly known as Death by Pizza. It's a collab with Peter Urulian, and it's a story about a heavy metal pizza delivery guy, was it?
No, I don't think there's any pizza involved anymore.
No,
There's no more pizza.
No, a necromancer, heavy metal vocalist.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It was a necromancer pizza delivery guy. Now it's a necromancer metalhead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brandon has been excited to explore the metal culture, and Peter Aurelian as
he always did with Mistborn. You're welcome.
And so Peter Aurelian is in that culture, so it's going to be very interesting to see what comes out of that. I'm really excited about Songs of the Dead.
Yep. Then he did Dawn Shard stuff, obviously.
Then he did Dawn Shard stuff.
Yeah, we knew that.
It's amazing that it took a month for him to pump out, what is it, like 80,000 words?
No, it was more like 50,000, and now it's, I think, closer to 60,000 in Dawn Shard.
Okay.
So, like, the earlier drafts were a bit shorter, which if you're a Kickstarter backer, you can look at all the old drafts of Dawn Shard, which are quite interesting, the revision notes. So, if you were a Way of Kings Kickstarter backer, you check this out. They're pretty cool.
Yep. But that's the thing. And then he spent just a little bit of time on the Reckoners novellas. Nothing interesting there. And Dawn Shard revisions, some Skyward 3 writing.
Tentative titles nowhere for the title, which I don't know if is a good title for Skyward 3, but okay.
A problem I have sometimes with compound words like this is when there's 2 possibilities for what the compound word could be. Because 50% of the time when I look at this, I see now here.
Right.
And I'm like,
I'm just not sure if like a person looks at a bookshelf in a bookstore and like sees a book, it's called Nowhere. I don't know. I feel like it can be the butt of jokes.
I feel like there are 2 types of people: the people who are really intrigued by that, and the people who are just like,
that
what?
Is a stupid
and then
title.
put it down and don't
exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's interesting. I don't mind.
And also the fact that it's a book 3, it doesn't need to get like the book 1.
Oh yes, that's
wrong.
Zinger.
Skyward was the best title of these.
But it doesn't start with S, which is the real problem.
Yeah. Snowware. We fixed it.
I don't hate Nowhere as the name, but if the third one is Nowhere and then the fourth one starts with an S again, I will hate it.
That's true. That's true. I will hate it.
Well, unless the third one is also thematically different from the others, which it might be. In which case, it's okay
it would
for
still
the name
bother
to be.
me.
Yeah,
it would still bother me that it's not like that kind of like the overarching pattern of like they all start with S and have like the compound. But
well, it's like when the Aragon books were coming out.
Yes, I was just thinking that. I was just thinking
it was going to be Aragon, Eldest, and Empire, which were all start with E and all are 6 letters. And then he split the last book into 2 and named book 3 Brissinger.
Which is
like he couldn't name the last one Empire because it would have been infuriating.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But also Brissinger, terrible title.
Yeah.
Just terrible. So part 3 was Leatherbound Kickstarter updates. He did say that they're not doing a Leatherbound next year. So that is one piece of news, that they're moving the Leatherbound of Wax and Wayne, the first 2 of them, to 2022.
So the plan for Wax and Wayne is to do Alloy of Law and Shadows of Self as a single, not a single book, but like a single
package,
yeah, I guess.
Purchasable unit.
Great. I love my purchasable units.
Great marketing terms.
Yes.
Fantastic. But yeah, so they will probably sell those in the same way that the Way of Kings Leatherbound is being sold, like in a single slipcase, 2 books, right?
No slipcase.
No
slipcases are being restricted to make Stormlights more special.
Okay, cool. And this one will also be just like the old Leatherbounds, it like Elantris and Warbreaker and stuff like that. There's not going to be a Kickstarter for it. It will just be a thing you buy, and they are currently looking for about $150 for the two of them.
Cool.
Yeah.
And also, Way of Kings Leatherbounds will not be open for purchase again until they are shipped out, the ones that have already been ordered.
That's good.
Yeah.
I liked Brandon saying that he's like doesn't want to take money from people because they haven't shipped out all the ones they had. Good call. That that would look bad.
Yep. Yeah. Handle your pre-orders before you do your pre-orders.
Yes.
Or
Very
something like
much.
that.
One quick thing we missed about Dawn Shard. There's a good potential that Dawn Shard's audio edition will be released by Mainframe.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Sure. Oh man, is there anything like they're working on the Kickstarter stuff? I don't know. Is there anything interesting here?
So digital goodies and like other Kickstarter goodies have started arriving. So if you watched the live stream, the Rhythm of War or Stormlight spoiler live stream, Brandon showed off some of the stickers that have finally arrived in HQ. TLDR, things are moving along.
Cool. Not much interesting there, in my opinion. So then updates on primary projects. Rhythm of War spent 3 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. Yay! And as number 1 most read books per Amazon's charts. So the book did 40% better in sales than the previous volume, which is wow.
So I read that line and I thought, so what does that mean, right? Does it mean that have we gained for at least 40% new readers between Oathbringer and Rhythm of War? Is that how that works?
Okay, at a guess, I have no idea, but I'm guessing it means like on a day-to-day sales numbers were like 40% higher compared to like the same equivalent number of days after Oathbringer.
Yeah. I think it's that, Grace. It's like the YouTube analytics. It's like, this is views after the video gets published. That's exactly what it is.
Well, but in practical terms, right? So it probably doesn't mean that 40% more people are just pre-ordering, right? Some of this has to be a sign of brand new readers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Books have a long tail, so that's not particularly surprising, but we clearly picked up people. There's a lot more views on the channel, a lot more people on the side in Discord, that's for sure. We thought Oathbringer was busy. Jeez.
It's gotten busy.
It's busy. So yeah, obviously Stormlight is still progressing, and Brandon will start book 5 in January 2022 with the hope for a 2023 release. And for some reason, Brandon thinks that it's also a good idea to do the Kickstarter for Words of Radiance in 2023, which, okay, Brandon.
This is going to be another repeat of 2020.
Why would you do this? Like you can just wait another year. I don't understand.
I think there is a possibility that they will do just that, because
Brandon having an optimistic time frame for something that's never happened.
Well, like I've been chatting with Isaac every now and then, and like the guy has been doing so much work between Rhythm of War and the Way of Kings.
That is
Leatherbound
very true.
Kickstarter.
Yes, indeed.
Like Brandon, let the guy rest.
Okay, I don't know. But then Brayden says, after that, what happens? Well, let's get to book 5. Then I can talk about it more. And later he's like, ooh, we're going to have a talk about the Cosmere after book 5 of Stormlight. Yeah. Okay.
I know this is probably a good thing, but whenever somebody says,
we need to
have a talk.
We need to have a talk.
It's never a good thing.
Don't tell me things like that. Just, we'll have the talk when it needs to happen. Don't give me forewarning.
So now I'm stressed. Is it ending? No, it's not ending.
We need to talk is never... It's never a good thing.
I would like to talk to you about something. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's still a little ominous.
Yeah, no, it's definitely still ominous. It's exactly the same way. But Skyward, he's working on Skyward 3. Tentatively called Nowhere. Cool. And his goal is to have the first draft on January 1st. And then once Skyward 3 is done, then there'll be a 4th book. And he hopes to write that the later half of next year, I guess.
Yeah. And in between Skyward 3 and Skyward 4, we have the Lost Metal.
Lost for a very long time. Man.
Maybe finally no longer lost.
Mistborn Era 2. Era 2 has been a real long time.
Alloy of Law came out in 2011.
I remember camping for that release.
Yeah. So Era 2, even though the books themselves are shorter, will have spanned more years than
over a decade.
Than Era 1.
Yeah.
One thing that I noticed that might mean absolutely nothing is that he didn't actually use the Lost Metal in this State of the Sanderson. He always just called it Wax and Wayne 4. Wondering if he's like starting to question whether or not he wants to change that.
Yeah, Grace, he forgot that he titled the Threnody novel and just called it Threnody novel rather than the Dust Brigade, which he told us, which is a great title. Maybe he doesn't like it anymore, but...
And he's done the same thing with like the Rhythmatist sequel. Which,
right.
We have a title for.
I think a part of this is just he doesn't want to use obscure names that only a fraction of the fandom knows.
That's probably accurate. That like, oh, Wax and Wayne 4, everyone knows what it is, rather than Lost Metal, Wax and Wayne 4. Like these blog posts are already super frickin' long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Use the buzzwords people know.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so his plan with Lost Metal, he will refine and update the outline for Lost Metal while beta readers work on Skyward 3 around February. Then he'll start writing it March, April with the goal to finish around July, which that's totally doable because the Era 2 books are a quarter Stormlight. Under a quarter Stormlight, really, compared to Rhythm of War.
I think they're about the size of a Skyward book.
Yeah, they're about 100,000-ish. And then once Era 2's done, his eyes go to Era 3, and his plan is to write them all in a row, like the first trilogy, maybe with a novella in between from another world to keep him fresh. And that's likely to be his writing after Stormlight 5, and so that'll be 2023, 2025. And then he says once that's done, he'll dive into Stormlight 6.
Mm-hmm. So that is very exciting.
Very exciting, but it's a little different because I thought we heard that he was going to alternate Era 3 and Elantris sequels. So
he did say that at one point.
Didn't he say the Elantris sequels like needed to be done before the second half of Stormlight?
Yeah, that is what he said. Yeah, something like that. Like it was necessary.
Yeah. Or it was necessary that they happened before Era 3, I think. So like that makes it even more curious.
Not before Era 3, I don't think so.
So it was like as his alternating. Like regardless, he signified that they were important. Right?
Maybe that has to do with the talk about the Cosmere that we need to have.
Yeah, maybe. But he does say in talking about the secondary projects that the Elantris sequel, he lumped in Elantris, Warbreaker, and Rhythmatist all together, even though Rhythmatist is not Cosmere, but that's fine. That he's like, I've been targeting the post-Stormlight 5 timeline for these, and he thinks Rhythmatus 2 could slip between Era 3 books, but no mention on specific Elantris things, so maybe that plan's changing.
Maybe he wants to alternate Stormlight books
and Elantris sequels.
Elantris sequels, Warbreaker sequels, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, very true.
So essentially those sequels will take the place of the Skyward books right now.
And Brandon has talked to how, hey, maybe I shouldn't start new series because I need to start focusing in on Cosmere. So that's not
and also finish some series.
Yeah, and like though he had those other projects with Mainframe, he's not like the only writer there, and so he is technically doing less, I think.
Secondary projects.
Yep.
Alcatraz.
Mm-hmm.
Alcatraz 6 has been done for a long time.
And getting illustrations, right?
I mean, the book is virtually done, but it will not be out until a while.
Yeah. They're going to relaunch the series in paperback with new covers, and there'll probably be a box set for next Christmas. Or maybe early 2022. But the 6th and final book projected to come out in hardcover spring 2022. That will still have... They're hoping that they'll get a hardcover that has the same cover style as the other Tor re-releases of Alcatraz in hardcover, which is good. Mm-hmm. So...
I am really excited about this. I like Alcatraz a lot, but also... I personally am happy that he's kind of waiting because it makes me a little nervous how many times he kind of indicates that he is pushing his publishers to get things out super quickly. And the fact that this Alcatraz book, he's like, all right, I'll like do the publisher's timeline.
That's true. Publishers do like a longer timeline than Brandon gives.
Yeah,
except for Era 2, where they pushed out 2 books within 3 months of each other.
Yeah, that
was 100%. Tor.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot, and it's like sometimes Brandon says that they need more time and he's pushing them to release things faster, and sometimes he says that they just release things as soon as he gives them to them. And I think this might be like for something like Stormlight or Mistborn, Tor just wants that out of the door ASAP.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then for smaller projects, they treat them as just like
regular books.
Any other project. And so they try to slot them in whatever release schedule they have.
Cosmere is the moneymaker for sure. So.
Yeah.
The last Alcatraz book is co-authored with J.N.C. Patterson, who we talked about a little before. And it's going to be from Bastille's viewpoint. And so, So, first quarter 2022 for that. That's nice. So... Dark One, they're planned to be 3 graphic novels eventually if people like them. That is different. What?
I thought we had a confirmed trilogy.
I thought it was a confirmed trilogy.
Yeah.
And I mean, Dark One is a much better graphic novel than White's Hand, for sure.
Yeah.
And I would really like to see those. Like, are they not confirmed? I'm significantly less interested if that is not confirmed.
He's also doing a prose audiobook version of In the Future, which is that new, I think?
That's new.
No, it's been obliquely like mentioned that there was going to be an audio version, which this I am very much not excited about.
But I thought there was going to be like an entire multimedia thing where there would be like a podcast thing.
Yes. There were 2 audio things.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
One was the podcast. Yeah. One was just an audio version of the same exact story. Which I'm like, we're seeing the story already in graphic novel form. I'm not excited about doing a prose audiobook rewrite of it.
Yeah, we even did
because I think it's a waste of time.
We even did a news article that was like Dark One, and there were like a few titles that I don't remember what they are. But
Prophetic Histories was one of them.
Oh,
I don't remember what the other one was.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It seems to me that the longer this goes on, the scope of the projects that Brandon is talking about is getting like slowly scaled down, which
that's
doesn't
probably good.
really surprise me.
That's probably
in terms of
best.
in terms of Dark One in particular, like how much he talks about what is coming out with it.
And he does mention television show. We'll talk about the television show, but I'm just surprised that not more Dark One announcements, honestly.
Yeah, I kind of expected kind of a release or a target release date for the second volume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe sales were lower than expected or something.
Maybe, maybe.
But I thought the pre-orders
were high.
Were high. I think they sold out of the pre-orders.
Yeah, I think they did.
Maybe because it hasn't released through regular retail channels.
I don't know. No, I mean you can buy it on Amazon.
You can buy it digitally. You can't buy print.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah. It's not going into widespread print release until May.
Oh. Okay.
Which is probably tied into the paper shortages in the publishing industry.
Yeah. Songs of the Dead, talked about that. It's urban fantasy, but it's in final revisions, and they don't know when it's coming out. So updates on minor projects. White Sand, there's being a White Sand omnibus with a 30-plus page prologue. Cool.
By another artist.
Yay, more artists.
which makes the fourth one. To be fair, I have seen this person's work on like Twitter and Instagram. They do really high, like I love their art. They do really good art. In fact, there was an image in this blog.
Yeah, the images aren't working for me, but I remember looking yesterday and the sketches were cool. But for some reason, today on Saturday, the images are not here.
Oh, as someone who bought all the graphic novels separately, not super enthusiastic about buying an entire omnibus for a 30-page prologue.
Well, they're also doing like small tweaks and fixes and things like that throughout.
The boombox will go away. Who will know about the boombox?
No more boombox. No more electric lamps. No more horses.
The ceiling fan.
No more Ivy bags.
The ceiling fans. Yeah.
They're doing a lot of small fixes, but one, probably never going to read White Sand again, and two, graphic novels are expensive, and like rebuying basically the entire thing sounds like a lot of money that I don't want to spend for a 30-page prologue.
Fair. That's fair. But apparently he keeps talking about he might do a revision of the original prose novels, and he'll update it to match the graphic novels in terms of character and narrative, as the graphic novel is Cosmere canon.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Waste of time. Like,
yeah. Why?
Yeah. So it is. Brandon has said that a couple of times, and it's good of him to keep saying it. The graphic novel is canon, right? The boombox is not canon, the ceiling fans are not canon, but like
no, there's important Cosmere canon, not errors. The characters who are there are canon,
right? Yeah. Like the characterization, the plot, the things that happen. Apparently, the faces in the sky. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know.
The Fatum.
The Fatum.
That's canon.
Yeah. Canon of how Sand Mastery sounds. That is a canon sound.
Canon. That's canon. Let's put that on the info box for the magic system. Sound effect. Fatum on the copper one.
But yeah, I don't. I mean, okay, but also it's just the tiniest bit. Well, no, I guess not, because like, so if we want Brandon to do books instead of non-books, right? Instead of audio things, instead of graphic novels and things like that, then him wanting to do White Sand as a proper book is reasonable. I acknowledge that there are probably more important things for him to work on.
Seems like a lot,
right?
Especially if he's never going to be able to write a prose sequel. Like, you know.
I was also hoping to hear this is going back to White Sand to the graphic novel.
Yeah.
I was hoping to hear something about the Dark Side.
Yeah.
Graphic novels.
Yep.
But I guess those are a little further out.
Maybe going off that whole like Isaac's been a little busy this year type thing.
Yeah, and I imagine this omnibus is something he's directing, right? As the art director,
right? Sure.
My philosophy is that audiobooks are basically just regular books, but being read aloud. Graphic novels are their own thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, audiobooks should have print versions. But I think if something is going to be a graphic novel, like it should be a graphic novel. Like it shouldn't also be a prose thing. Otherwise, we're just getting the same story twice, and I'd rather see new stories.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Talked about Reckoners and Legion. He has Soulburner as a heading. Still a cool secret going on here, but I can't say anything. Do we know anything about Soulburner? I think he's mentioned it
It's
once,
like
right?
space opera,
sci-fi,
Dune thing.
Yeah, but not Adamant, which is also a space
Not
opera
Adamant.
thing. Yeah.
Not Adamant, no.
He mentions it.
I also don't think Soulburner is Cosmere, but I also don't think we know that for a fact.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't think.
I think Adamant switched.
Adamant, he wrote the first novella as it not being, but mentioned he might try to slide it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says Apocalypse Guard still plan to do a revision of it and get it out, likely after Skyward 4. Okay.
Mhm.
So not before then.
So not next year.
Nope, not at all. That's the one that had a broken ending, and Brandon just needs to figure out how to fix it. Although apparently, like, I guess Dan was working on it, Dan Wells. So
Yeah, it's back in Brandon's court.
Yeah, because it's like the thing about the end that is broken is part of the magic system, and Brandon is the one that has to fix that.
Because there was also some character issues, I think, wrong with it, which is what Dan fixed.
Right. Yeah.
And like they did a short reading of that during their kind of joint live stream, and it sounded amazing.
Yeah. But he didn't like the ending, so okay. Other small projects. All right, what do we got? Adamant, just mentioned. Untitled Threnody novel. Brandon, you did have a title, so I don't know if it's still the title, but we knew it would be called Dust Brigade.
Yep.
Which is a great title, I think. Six of the Dust sequel, so there will be an episode. We have recorded an episode on that Six of the Dust sequel reading. I don't know when Brandon's gonna finish and or release that sucker, but he's been very slowly working on that, and it is pretty exciting. Mentions Untitled Emperor's Soul sequel. He did talk about this in Some Words of Brandon, that he has a good idea for an Emperor's Soul sequel, so I'm down for that.
He has been excited by that. He's been excited that he's finally come up with like an interesting story that that can be a sequel to The Emperor's Soul and not like just flop.
Yeah, Emperor's Soul is a
he's
special
also
thing.
he's really proud of The Emperor's Soul, and so he doesn't want to just write a sequel.
Yep.
Yeah, so like for a long time he was saying like there's probably not going to be a sequel unless I get a cool idea. Apparently he has had the cool idea.
Awesome.
So
That to me sounds like the sort of thing that's when he talks about small Cosmere novellas to slot between Mistborn books. I wouldn't be surprised if one of those is Emperor's Soul novella.
Absolutely.
Sequel.
Would love that.
Silence Divine is on the list. That is set on Ashen in the Rosharan system. Don't forget.
Very, very important to note, the Silence Divine was off this list for a very long time.
Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was.
Now it's back.
And I think the global pandemic has inspired Brandon to revisit Ashen.
I know Brandon has talked, it's like, as a writer, the pandemic is very interesting, but I know that there's a lot of suffering. And like, I think that makes sense. Like the pandemic is going to shape a lot of stuff, right? Obviously. So yeah, maybe stories about bacteria or viruses giving magical abilities. Yeah, I can imagine that got into his thoughts.
But I'm really excited by this. not only is it, I mean, it's obviously not more Stormlight, right? But it's also kind of a little bit more Stormlight.
I mean, it's set in the Rasharan system like that. That's we're gonna pick that apart. What's canon?
We are gonna have hints about, because like the histories of the 3 planets in the Rasharan system are connected.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can tell a story that is set either in the past or the future of any one of these planets, and it doesn't have to have like direct connections to the others and to what we see in the kind of the mainline Stormlight books. But also there's going to be things like offhanded references and myths and the remarks and things like that. And I love this stuff. This is I really want the Silence Divine to be a thing.
And I know Brandon was saying how he had a cool concept, but not like the story wasn't there. Like the concept was there, but just not the story. So,
and also the concept was not fully there.
Yeah, like it was like a pitch, but not really anything after that. Secret standalone Cosmere book. What do you think Brandon. Secret standalone Cosmere book is? Which maybe we should also mention before we talk about secret standalone thing. There's that wacky YA Cosmere book with magic kites. Excellent. I'm glad that's still there. New thing, Kingmaker, First of the Sun YA novel, not involving Sixth, and Aether of Night. So, secret standalone Cosmere book is not those other things.
I am immediately skeptical of any Brandon book with the word standalone in it.
I mean, that's fair.
Yes, but I will counter that with I am immediately excited by any Brandon book with the word secret in it.
He does like his secret projects, so he got to have a secret project and sudden expansions of more things.
Except the Empty Gin novella. That was okay.
Yeah.
Something that was not listed on this list is the Silverlight novella.
That's true.
Which possibly could now be a Silverlight novel. We don't know.
What if the Silverlight novella is the secret standalone Cosmere book?
Oh, it could be.
I mean,
that's talked about Silverlight enough that I feel like that wouldn't be.
It's not that secret.
Project.
Why wouldn't he just say it's a Silverlight novel now? It's a novel now.
Yeah,
because Brandon loves torturing us.
Because Brandon maybe is like rushed writing these somewhat. Maybe I don't know. Because he talked about Aether being a trilogy last year, right? And now it's just like it's Aether of Night.
Yeah, but just saying Aether of Night doesn't it could still be a trilogy.
Kingmaker's new.
Kingmaker's new.
Well, I think we might have heard mention of a First of the Sun YA novel, but this is the first time we have a title.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah, First of the Sun YA title does, or YA novel does sound familiar as a concept.
Brandon has been excited for YA stuff, right, in the Cosmere, and that sounds fun. Cool.
Yep.
Glad Magic Ice is
I think Skyward has been doing well in the, because like I think you can see a big jump in the quality of writing between, let's say, the Reckoners and Skyward.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So if we see another, maybe not similarly sized jump, but another improvement from Skyward to Cosmere YA, I think we are looking at some great Cosmere stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think if the Sixth of the Dusk novella and sequel focus on like the islands and the perpendicularity and stuff like that, having another novel kind of set elsewhere on the world, just sort of learning what else is out there and more about other cultures sounds fun.
Maybe see not the homeland, the mainland, the
mainland.
Mainland.
Yeah. Because it's like we basically just know about the Elican Islands.
Yeah.
And there's a whole rest of the planet out there. And also we did learn about this in 2019. Sanderson.
Excellent.
I just checked.
Fantastic. And interesting how these are all, I mean, if Adamant is Cosmere, then this entire paragraph is Cosmere. You know?
Yeah.
That is true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows when Adamant will exist, if at all.
Yeah. It is interesting. So like on that note, Brandon has talked about kind of feeling the need to prioritize Cosmere a little bit more so he can, finish the Cosmere. And I think the last several years have seen his kind of side projects, his diversions, his distractions, his palette cleansers be largely non-Cosmere, right? So with The Reckoners, with Skyward, with like all of these tiny, not even novellas, more novelettes type of things that he's been writing, short stories, etc., etc. And so I think these last, let's say, 5 years or so have been him learning like other formats and other mediums.
Yeah.
And now that he feels confident enough, he can bring this experience into the Cosmere and start knocking these things out.
Yeah. Like, he'll still get a palette cleanser from Mistborn if he does, like, I want to have YA story with magic kites. It's like, yeah, I mean, there could be some Cosmere stuff, but should be pretty different, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like adamant, I could, based off of his pitch for that, which was like, he would write, like, it would be a series of like 6 novellas. Like, he write the first and last one, I think. And then the other 4 would be co-written with somebody else. Like, I definitely see, like, he might subsume that into Mainframe. Do it audio things.
Yeah. That seems plausible.
Let's go and talk about adaptations.
Yeah, basically, Brandon says there's no motion on adaptations, basically. Great, we're talking about adaptations. Cool.
I do want to say, Alcatraz, options by the writers of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies adapting for an animated series.
Oh, that is cool.
I have thought for a really long time that Alcatraz could be a really fun meta animated series type thing. If you are familiar with The Emperor's New Groove, that kind of like a meta humor, I think would work really well with Alcatraz.
Yep.
And Alcatraz looking into the camera and breaking the fourth, because he breaks the fourth wall all the time.
You can do fourth wall breaking very well.
That's great. I mean, if it works out, it's great.
Yes.
You can go through part 7 in the State of the Sanderson blog and just see who owns all the different things and find out that there's no motion in any of them.
I mean, Skyward's optioned. Just kind of cool.
Yeah.
And J. Michael Straczynski wrote the pilot for Dark One, and they're still shopping it around.
And Snapshot's option lapsed. I know you're excited about that, Ian.
I just don't like that story.
Yeah, I know. Then there's cool other projects, which are just other things. They were thinking about picture books, but
with the picture books, Brandon has been talking about wanting to do kind of Hoid's Wit's stories from Stormlight as picture books. So The Girl Who Looked Up, most recently from Rhythm of War, The Dog and the Dragon, Fleet, Wonder Sail.
That's all of them.
That's all of them. He's been wanting to do any number of these.
Queen Saw and Sleeping with the Moon.
Yeah, that's true.
Slept with the Moon. Right. Yes,
that would be a suitable picture book.
Highly requested.
About Queen Saw sleeping with the moon. Yes,
I mean,
that's what it's called.
I feel like even like Wonder Sail gets a little bit dark for
Wonder Sail and Fleet, I don't think would work either.
That probably just means it's a good thing that Brandon refers to The Girl Who Looked Up and The Dog and the Dragon. Yes, those would be good picture books. The other ones,
He hasn't referenced the other ones. I was just listing them for no good reason. But yeah, The Girl Who Looked Up is the one that he repeatedly cites as being really interesting. And so turns out that is not happening, at least in the immediate future. It's not working out with the publisher, was it?
Yeah, they had different visions, and Brandon wanted more continuity control for Cosmere.
Continuity control, creative control, whatever.
Makes sense.
And so what Brandon's going to do is he's going to try a different picture book, not one of which story, just something original that he comes up with. And I think he's mentioned this in a live stream, I feel like. That sounded familiar to me.
It does.
Yeah,
because one of the ones with Isaac on it, and they were talking about monsters from their underpants.
And so he's going to try to get one of these out once again to get a feel for the industry, to get a feel for the market, to like gain a little bit of experience, and then once he feels confident, he will circle back and do a Cosmere picture book, hopefully.
Yeah,
probably starting with The Dog and the Dragon.
That is probably an easier one to adapt than The Girl Who Looked Up, let's be honest. It feels like that one was almost designed in that way, but it still works really great as a story. So
that is all we have for the picture books. Other things, Kickstarter for Reckoner's game was earlier this year. That is now in production and should be shipping sometime in the future. Call to Adventure was a thing this year.
Yep. Great art.
Big thumbs up for the art. People were happy with the game itself as well.
I'm glad with the way they handled things, just like in shipping them out. They were very transparent about that, which was good.
Yeah. I am very pleased with Brotherwise Games in every single possible way.
Yep.
Crafty Games is doing things. That Kickstarter for the Metal Mistborn dice is nearing shipping and stuff.
Their
etc.
for Mistborn House War. Cool.
There's that. Oh, important. So if you backed up the Way of Kings Leatherbound Kickstarter on one of the tiers where you get all of the challenge coins, like all of the Radiant Order challenge coins, there is a person known as Scarlet. She is in our Discord. She's on Twitter. She got a license to produce a display case.
Oh my God. I didn't see this earlier.
She produced a display case for these things, and at any point in this video, it will appear somewhere beneath me. It looks great. I think you might be running out of time to pre-order that.
It's also $125, so
it is $125.
Yeah.
It's a little pricey, but also if you paid $500 for a book, maybe you can afford the $120 for a display case. I don't know.
Maybe. Neat.
But it's great.
Yeah, that looks great.
If you like it and if you can afford it, I would recommend putting a pre-order for that by the end of the year. Because, so I don't know this for a fact, don't quote me on this, but I think pre-orders close at the end of the year, and then you're going to have to wait an indefinite amount to get one of them.
Doesn't seem to say that, but on the site, but yeah.
I think it's one of her tweets. I'm
okay.
not sure.
Cool.
I'm big not sure on any of this.
Sure. Well, I mean, the wooden case looks awesome.
It does. And it also comes with a small display case for the wit or witless challenge coin that looks different. So it's all fantastic work. I highly recommend it.
Very cool.
And on a different note, there's another... there are 2 decks of Stormlight cards, playing cards in development. One of them is part of the Kickstarter. We've seen the art for all of the cards. They look amazing. The other one is a deck of cards being produced by...
King's Wild Project?
King's Wild Project, yes. I think we've seen 1 card of that, or maybe just a draft of one of the cards. But it looks good. And they're a company that does card decks. So something to look forward to.
It's also foam Shardblade designs. That's cool.
Foam Shardblades.
Kaladin art book. Yeah.
Did you say 2 Stormlight cards or Stormlight and Mistborn?
I thought he just said 2 decks of cards. But
I'm okay. I'm not sure what I said, but the King's Wild is Mistborn. And the Way of Kings is obviously Starlight.
Cool. And obviously there's other Cosmere merchandise. Shirepost Mint has Mistborn coins. Bottle Eye Jewelry has lots of stuff except if you want a Truthwatcher glyph thing. But other than that one, they sell all the Radiant Order things except Truthwatcher.
Except the best one.
Well... Yo shouldn't have gone and gotten corrupted, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I imagine
enlightened.
COVID is weird. I'm sure they intended to do stuff with that. There's also a bunch of translation updates that you could probably look at. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool. Check those out.
They're not interesting for the video. Yeah. If you like international editions, you can... Oh my god, my balls keep dropping.
That's staying in the video. That's staying in the video. You heard it here. Argent's balls have dropped.
Finally.
Confirmed.
Okay, hold up. Let me put him back on.
This is what we have to deal with, listeners.
I imagine the audio listeners have already clicked off of this because of the jingling when Argent talks, but you know, you're missing out is what I'm saying. So I mean, projected schedule, it's pretty simple. Fall 2021, Skyward 3. Spring 2022, Alcatraz 6. Fall 2022 for Wax and Wayne 4. So that's good. Spring, summer 2023, Skyward 4. Unlike Brandon's Reddit update where he said 2022 for that, which I knew had to be a mistake, and it was. And then fall 2023, Stormlight 5.
So next year is going to be a little skinny.
But we're used to that between Oathbreaker and Rhythm of War.
Yeah. Seemingly only Skyward 3. Although I wouldn't be surprised if we get the White Sand Omnibus at some point. Mm-hmm. Although with paper shortages and things like that, who knows, right?
Mm-hmm. And some like mainframe things might be
probably
out.
some mainframe things. Yeah, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
But in the schedule, it doesn't mention like Horneater, the novella between 4 and 5 of Stormlight. Which, like Brandon's talked about, but didn't mention it here for some reason. But I would hope he would want to put that out before, you know, the month that Stormlight 5 comes out.
But yeah, we have that for and then 2022 between The Lost Meadow and Alcatraz 6. I think it's going to be an exciting year. And then 2023 between Stormlight 5 and Skyward 4 is
Good
also
year.
Going to be a very exciting year.
That's a big year of endings right there.
And probably Words of Radiance, Leatherbound.
Oh my god.
It's like the season finale of like this section of Brandon's writing career.
Of this phase of the Cosmere cinematic universe.
Yeah. I wonder what phase we are in. Feels like phase I think
we're moving
like
into
phase 3.
We're definitely like phase 2 or phase 3.
Yeah. I would say I feel like we're at the like end of phase 2. I don't know.
We're moving into
like
phase 2.
Stormlight 5 is end of phase 2. Because we had like beginning phase was like Cosmere was still very much in the background.
Yeah.
Largely
now things are becoming more and more
Yeah. You'll see more interactions. That might actually be because Brandon says, "Oh, we need to have another. It will be time to have another big talk about the future of the Cosmere." It might just be something like that, but like, there's going to be more mixing between worlds, and he's just like, more like officially putting that out there, which I imagine could very well be true for Era 3, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually.
So it could just be that simple, where Brandon's like, "Okay, we got to talk. I know this was in the background. It is now not going to be in the background anymore." Rhythm of War was kind of a lot.
Yeah, Rhythm of War, if you've read it, it touches on a lot of Cosmere.
It does.
It's not a full blown Cosmere novel just yet, but
2021 he'll finish writing Wax and Wayne 4, Skyward 4, bringing those series to a close, and if he has extra time, do a draft of Apocalypse Guard, maybe finish Six of the Dust sequel novella, and Skyward novellas. That's all 2021. Yay.
Yeah. I think he's gonna have a little bit of time, right? Because Skyward 3 first draft is as of right now 70% done.
Yeah.
So that will be done either by January or like in the first couple of weeks of January, probably.
Yeah. I'd say so.
And then Skyward 4 is also probably going to take like a couple of months to write.
Yeah.
And then Wax and Wayne 4 is not going to take him 10 months.
No, and the reason why it's fall 2022 is because Brandon's going to write Wax and Wayne the second half of next year.
Yeah, but I'm saying like between these three, they don't seem enough to fill up his entire year.
Yeah. I mean, there's obviously revisions and stuff, but
I don't actually remember where it is, but we didn't talk about Brandon had a throwaway line somewhere in this state of the Sanderson about how his goal is to own a film production company. Someday.
Maybe that was in the media stuff that we quickly skipped over.
I don't think it is though, but I don't remember where it is. Let me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's right.
I think in Mainframe.
Was it?
It is in Mainframe.
Oh, okay. All right.
This would let me both explore storytelling in some new ways and build towards one of my eventual goals, which is having my own film production company.
Oh, there you go. Well, I mean, that sounds cool.
That's one way to make sure you get movies made
that you want. Yeah, I guess.
Can we? So I know there's a couple of artists who listen to this. Can we like take that image of like early Thanos putting on the glove and going, "Fine, I'll do it myself." But put Brandon's face in there.
You know, I will say there are some fantastic artists who listen to this. After the Teravangian episode, there were some fantastic, like truly fantastic art things.
I mean, yes, the artwork.
The artwork was a legit
to the joke.
Oh yeah. But there were some fantastic fake sponsors, and Odie Yum was fantastic. So.
Odie Yum. It looks delicious.
Breakfast of Champions.
Yeah. I would have some of that in my spirit web.
It's how he gets people to accept him these days. Like
some cereal.
Forget giving the pain. Here's a sugary breakfast cereal
with raisins.
You get a little bit of that, and you're guaranteed to return for more.
Capital R, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds great about a film production company. Oh, there was also another throwaway line about films in that he rented a movie theater, which was cheap to do, and to see Tenet, which this line was great. It might just be the most Nolan-y Christopher Nolan film that was ever Nolaned upon the world. I want to see it. I haven't seen it. So
apparently, especially if you like Christopher Nolan movies.
I generally do. But yeah, a film production company, that would be... I mean, he's already building an evil underground layer, so, you know, you gotta...
With the movie theater.
With the movie theater, so you gotta have your evil Hollywood film production company, and then your villainous arc is complete.
I mean, at some point, you gotta do something with your money.
I mean, Cosmere does not seem to be slowing down, that's for sure, with Rhythm of War. Like, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, we are going to be busy. That's for sure.
This fandom was thirsty for content.
I mean, we were very thirsty for content. And Cosmere, that is for sure. Please don't put out Horneater the same month as Stormlight 5, Brandon. Don't do that. Don't do that. That is just a bad idea. Come on. Like if it was summer, if Dawn Shard was like this summer, like that would have been good. That would have been perfect.
I mean, even Brandon says in this that he ideally would have liked a little bit more time to work on Dawn Shard.
Yeah.
It was just the logistics of a Kickstarter and having to complete the novella, or rather wanting to complete the novella before the book was out and things like so.
Cool. Any other final State of Sanderson thoughts? Things? Not that exciting, honestly. Like,
not super spicy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
kind of a medium spicy.
Yeah.
I don't really expect anything super spicy until we hit that like 2023 mark.
Oh yeah. State of Sanderson 2023 is gonna be off the rails for sure. That's gonna be the best one.
Unless we get some weird, like, whatever NDA is preventing Brandon from telling us what Soulburner is, like, expires next year.
Surprise! I have a secret project that I was working on in 2021. Hello!
It's like, surprise, I've been working on a Soulburner movie for the past 5 years.
I mean, he knows
I have seen the theory that Soulburner is a video game, which would be exciting.
That would be cool.
So we do know that Brandon is writing for a video game.
That is true.
I totally forgot about that.
But my understanding is that it's an established, like, big company or big franchise that he is contributing to a little bit. Not that he's like a main writer or director or something like that.
Yeah, because he probably just wants to get his feet in, like, what video game writing is like a little bit.
Yep. That seems to be the 2010s, 20-teens, 21 question marks years of Brandon's career.
I'm glad we're in the 20s. That just makes everything easier. But cool. Yeah, I'm really excited, Grace, to fast forward 3 years and just see State of Sanderson. 3 years from now. Like that'll be crazy.
Era 3, phase 3.
Phase 3. So, well, cool. Let's go on and play Who's That Cosmere Character?
This character is from Roshar.
Menace. Tien.
Tom.
Raise.
Void in drag on a horse.
It's time for Who's That Cosmere Character? Caw.
All right, listeners, you know how the game is played. You send an email to wcc@17shard.com with 5 clues into character that those clues correspond to. I read each clue aloud, and after each one, our panelists have a chance to guess who's that Cosmere character. Let's begin.
Awesome.
All right, this first one was sent in by Tikka Masala. Clue 1, this character is rebellious.
Kelsier.
It is not Kelsier.
Bill.
It is not Syl.
Adolin.
It is not Adolin.
Gotta start with
Clue
the low-hanging
2.
fruit.
This character is part of a secret society.
Oh, crap.
Moash.
It is not Moash.
I'm going to guess Yarda and say the Ska Rebellion is a secret society.
It is not Yarda.
That's not Yarda.
Oh,
It's Yarda.
No, Yarda's
Who's the
someone
leader
else.
of the Ska Rebellion?
No, that was
Starts with a Y.
Yedin. I was thinking
Oh.
Yedin. Yarda is King Dedalin's general, I think.
Oh, yeah. I was
Yeah,
thinking
see-
Yedin.
Yeah, because I was gonna think, yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, like, I literally thought Yedin. I'm like, no, that's not the name.
No, it is. Yeah. But I remember, because Yarda is Parlin's dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rip Parlin.
Rip Parlin! Spoilers. But this is the minute, over decade-old stuff that we talk about on Who's That Cosmere Character. Sick. Oh, well, I was gonna guess. I'm gonna guess. Well, I mean, should I even guess Yedin if that was what Ian meant? I don't know.
I mean, I answered for what he said.
All right,
What
I'm gonna
was-
guess. I'm gonna guess Yedin because that's what I was thinking of.
It is not Yedin.
Okay.
Clue 3. This character betrays a family member.
Ooh.
Deft.
It is not Teft.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
Except wrong.
Hellerin.
It is not Hellerin.
What was the first clue again?
Rebellious, part of a secret society, betrays a family member.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a clue before rebellious, so that's not true.
No.
The implicit 0th clue. This character is from Roshar.
Hey. I mean, secret society. Like, that's why we had to guess the Ska Rebellion, because it's like, I mean, technically, you could probably rationalize that is a secret group, I guess. Technically. Who betrayed a family member in a secret society? Huh. A member of their family, right?
Presumably, because everyone is a member of a family.
I betrayed a family member. I mean, technically speaking.
Now, if you wanted to get spicy, you could be like, is it a actual family? Is it a metaphorical family? Like Bridge 4, their family.
I have a guess, but I already used my guess.
Oh no.
Secret tunnel.
This doesn't quite fit, but I'm gonna guess Redden, the heterochromatic.
It is not Redden.
He, like, with his dad killed.
Yes, you do not have to remind me of Redden.
I know. That's for the listener's sake, Grace.
Clue 4. This character is a woman.
Oh, God.
A woman in my secret society?
Not the Sons of Honor.
Well,
I mean,
but actually,
and the thing is it's probably not Rhythm of War stuff either, right?
probably not.
We can still metagame this for a few months.
Yeah.
Maybe I pulled one of the most recent ones from Rhythm of War just to mess with you guys.
Wow, that would be...
That sounds like something that I would consider doing.
That is true, you would.
Nah,
You're a
she's
cruel
telling
heart.
she's telling it too hard. No.
Yeah.
The double metagame.
So I forgot the guess that I had. How annoying. God, what was my guess?
It's a woman.
My guess.
I feel like there's not a lot of those in the secret societies.
Yeah.
Betrays a family member.
Serene.
It is not Serene.
That was a few levels deep, so it was like betraying King Iadon and maybe like the rebel, like she's a little rebellious towards King Iadon, and had the group of the fencers. It vaguely fits.
Wait a minute. Rebellious, secret society, betrays a family member.
Yeah.
Is it Bleeder?
It is not Bleeder.
Whoa, okay. That's a good one. I feel like this person's not Rosharan.
That is statistically unlikely.
Yeah, I know, because there's so many secret societies, but I can't think of too many secret society members who are female.
Telson.
It is Telson.
Yeah,
That was my guess.
yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, you forgot it? Yeah.
I was surprised no
yeah.
one tried to guess Shalon.
I mean, that's just too obvious. She's murdered so many people around her.
see, like I wouldn't say what she did because I did think about Shalon, but I'm like, she didn't betray people. She just killed people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Her father felt pretty betrayed.
True.
Telson's good. What was the last clue?
The last clue was this character can heal themselves.
Ooh. That would have thrown us off, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a good one. Definitely shows that I really need to reread Air 2. That's for sure.
Yep.
Yikes.
All right, so this next one was sent in by Oliver Newcomb.
Hi, Ollie.
Clue 1. This character has a son.
I'm assuming this is S-O-N because technically everybody has an S-U-N.
I don't know, maybe, does the Shadesmar son count as a son? Do the people who live in Silver Lake have a son?
How's it spelled, Grace?
S-O-N.
I gotta type it on screen anyway, so...
King Iadon.
It is not King Iadon. Plus, you could say that someone like Chris, who lives on Taldane, has 2 sons, so...
Well, having a son doesn't preclude having 2 sons.
It's true.
It's true.
Yep.
Maybe one of the sons could be male and one female. You don't know.
I will metagame this and say honor.
It is not Honor.
Let's just go with Dalinar.
It is not Dalinar. Clue 2. This character has a pessimistic outlook about the future.
About the future?
My first immediate thought was, does Galadon have a son?
I mean...
I don't think he does.
His family all died, but did he have a son?
I don't think he did.
I don't believe so, no.
But I will guess Galadon's dad.
Galadon's dad? No.
It is not Galadon's dad.
What if it was Galadon, though? What if it was?
I would be surprised because I don't think he has a son.
I'm gonna guess King Eventio.
It is not King Eventio.
I'm gonna guess the Stormfather.
Wait, he has
It
a
is
son?
not the Stormfather.
He's made honor spren, man.
Who's
Clue
Evgeni's son?
3.
Sereni's brother, who is the heir of.
Oh yeah, she has a
Cute.
brother.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were
Clue
questioning my
3.
Stormfather guess.
Clue 3. This character is a military officer.
General Cal?
It is not
Ooh.
General Call.
He has lots of sons.
Yes.
Oh, what's his name?
Eondel?
No, it's Queen Fen's husband, which is unpronounceable consonants.
Kmakl?
No, that's the
Kmakl.
son. Isn't that the son? No, that is the consort. Yeah, that's right.
It is not Queen Fen's consort.
Okay.
Did I guess Eondel? Did you already say no?
You did.
I didn't say. I didn't know if that was a guess. I thought you were saying to Ian.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with Eondel.
it is not Yondel.
Okay.
Clue 4. This character reports directly to the monarch.
Yarda!
It is Yarda, and I just want to say I chose this before. I chose them both before we started doing anything.
I just want to say I was
Fortune.
playing Fortune too hard.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
It was just a little too soon.
You were in
I
the fortune
found that
books.
Yarda guess very amusing.
I bet you did. All right, cool. Well, I remembered who that was in the right place. So there. Awesome. What was the last clue?
The last clue is this character has a single breath.
Right, because he's Idrian.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That deep Warbreaker lore. How could you forget? Yeah,
I feel like people forget who Parlin is, let alone his dad.
I mean, he doesn't have much of a character. He has a weird hat and dies.
Yep.
That's about it.
Also, maybe kind of has a crush on Vivenna, but not really.
Yeah. No, I think he did, but it's just...
Oh, he definitely did.
Yeah.
He did. He
Yeah.
followed her all the way to the land of the heathen and demon. There's no way he would do that without some kind of crush.
Yeah. Ladies, if your friend follows you on a field trip to the neighboring kingdom, it's probably not because he
just is such a good
thinks of
friend.
you as a friend. Yeah.
The neighboring kingdom that has a reputation in your kingdom for being evil.
Or even just if a friend is like, I'm gonna move over to across the country where you now live. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Discourage that.
That's a bad idea. Cool. Well, find us on 17shard.com for all your news, discussion, theories, and fun that you could ever want. You can join us on Discord for more of that. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can leave us a review on iTunes. And if you want, you can support us on Patreon. And we will see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Caw.